All right, so let's go over the lessons that we did with the class, and I want your feedback on how everything went and what you think and what maybe the next steps will be next. What is it about the lesson how would you describe it that you did with the kids?
I would say that the lesson was mostly successful or semi-successful, because I feel like, well, actually I know from my data that most kids, not most kids, I will say 50% of the kids are now doing the triple digit subtraction correctly every time. Like, they've got it. I feel like they're very secure in it and they really understand the process and they can do it. And they're moving away from using, like, those kids aren't even using manipulatives. Those kids were using the strategy where they broke apart the numbers and were subtracting, but now they're more able to do just a regular stacking strategy, and they're successful with that.
So taking all of that, what do you think, or what was the hardest thing or the most challenging thing that you faced with this?
Well, the thing that really tripped them up and still continues to be a problem for a lot of kids is when there's a zero in the tens place on the top, not on the bottom, but on the top, that really freaks them out, and they don't understand what to do with that zero. They don't get that procedure, I guess, at all. So that's been really difficult for them and challenging for them. And so it's kind of challenging for me too as a teacher when they don't get it when I've taught it the one way. Like, what are my next steps kind of on that?
Exactly. So knowing this, what do you think, or what can we do to make this and help these kids that are struggling with these things?
Well, I definitely feel like I need to teach them a different strategy because the strategy they're using is not working. So I definitely would be interested in maybe like observing you do a different strategy with your kids, maybe in a small group. And I feel like these kids don't need me to stand up and do a whole group anymore because they didn't get it when I did a whole group. So I really think that these kids that are struggling, they definitely need to be in small group, and they need me to guide them more than what I can do when I'm doing a whole group thing.
So do you think them going off and working in math tubs and you pulling small groups will be beneficial than doing these whole group lessons, but just pulling while the other kids are working in tubs? So we can work on maybe some more things to do in their tubs while you're pulling.
Yes, because I've been doing the same things. I feel like they're getting bored with that, and I'm having a little bit more playing than I would normally have. So it's like it's not engaging enough, or they're bored with it. So yes, definitely some more things for tubs.
All right. So what do you think our next goal needs to be for the next time that we work together and meet and work on these small groups?
So I think I still want to make sure that the kids that didn't get that triple digit subtraction are getting it. So I definitely want to work on that. And then whatever the next thing, I can't remember what the next thing we're teaching in math is. We did addition and subtraction. I really think it's word problems. I think that's where my kids struggle because there's so many different types of word problems I didn't realize that there's so many different types that they have to meet the goal on all of those to get their 3 on their report card. And so I feel like that's a real struggle for them. So, and that's the whole class. So I think we need to, come up with strategies to teach them how to do the word problems.
That sounds good. So we'll do whole group word problems. We'll start with that next, and make sure our small groups are digging into those ones that are still struggling with regrouping, especially with the zeros and stuff. Is there anything that you want to add or questions that you may have from all of this?
I'm just thinking about, definitely about how to keep them busy, because that's my main problem, is keeping kids busy while I want to pull the small groups, and so that they're not interrupting me all the time and they're not playing and throwing things or whatever. So definitely help with a little bit of classroom management with the centers and the tubs. So
Sounds
definitely
good. So that's what we'll work towards next.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you.